Welcome to the Childcare Genius podcast, proud to be the world's #1 community for brilliant childcare leaders. Each episode will feature interviews with the brightest minds in the childcare industry to guide you into becoming a smarter business leader. Our hosts have opened 10 schools while raising 5 children. They are certified business coaches and are the top-selling childcare business book authors of all time. This episode is sponsored by Elif Childcare Insurance. Give Blake a call at 972-232-2258 to get a free quote on childcare business insurance today. Let's welcome to the Childcare Genius podcast, our hosts, Brian and Carol Dupre.
And welcome to episode 54 of the Childcare Genius podcast.
We're your hosts, Brian Dupre
and Sindye Alexander.
Sindye, welcome back.
Good
to have you back for our second part of a 2-part interview, episode 54, the Childcare Genius podcast. And you are in Maine, and we are excited to have you up here. Have you been enjoying yourself?
I have. And, what's been really, really exciting is, we're here for annual planning for, we practice what we preach about, making a business plan and setting goals and projections and dreams for what we'd like to see happen here at Genius and all the lives that we can impact. And it has just been so inspiring and motivating. And I don't know, I feel like there's a fire lit under me that I just want to go back and start implementing the things that we've talked about.
Awesome. So we're going to even float some really cool announcements today. We got some changes coming up. We got a real cool little teaser of a big announcement coming up. We're going to talk a little bit about our Childcare Genius University. We're going to talk about marketing, delegation, character, and we're going to actually talk about a little bit about how to write your own book. So we're going to cover some topics today in today's episode. So sit back, relax, and get ready to enjoy an amazing episode. So why don't we go in there and why don't we start with the big announcement, a little bit about Childcare Genius University. So we've worked together in Childcare Genius University for a couple months now. Carol and I launched this over a year ago, and it's growing like crazy. We have had people coming in left and right. It's growing significantly. Our team is almost 17 people on it now. It's growing, and we're excited.
Yeah, it's been an amazing journey of fast growth. I think people missed you. People missed your coaching, and they know what you have to offer, what we have to offer together, and they're excited about reconnecting.
Yeah, a lot of people have found us since the pandemic, since Childcare Genius launched.
That's true.
And I'm so happy we changed the name to Childcare Genius. It was such a better name. The circumstances that came to change the name, it couldn't have been a better fit for us. And I'm just so glad, things happen for a reason. I'm just so glad we were able to get that name change. It's able to reach a much larger audience and have a much bigger impact in the coaching world. So
it's more about what we're about. We're about learning and growth.
Yep.
And the end result of that is, a bigger paycheck. But really, we're all about learning and growth and helping people to reach their potential. And you do that through education. And Genius just ties in with that. And I love it too. I really do.
So our first year in business, Carol and I outsourced a lot of our marketing. We had virtual assistants doing a lot of stuff, and the quality was good. But since you've come aboard, oh my God, you have really skyrocketed our marketing. You've been with us for a few months now. And how are you liking it?
I just feel like it's what I was meant to do. Like all of the experiences of my life up until this point have, given me experience and education and ideas, just to pour into this business and to help childcare business owners and directors grow. So
we have Childcare Genius University coaching program, and like I said, it's really growing significantly. We have some great benefits. What would you say the biggest benefit of our coaching program is?
Well, our tagline is the world's #1 community of brilliant childcare leaders. And really, we have an amazing coaching team. But the genius comes from our members as well.
They are the genius.
You have access to this pool of experienced people going through the same type of issues and problems that you're going through, and you can bounce ideas off of each other on our Q&A calls, and if one person has a solution, and sometimes nobody has a solution, and that's where the coaches and I and you, we come in to to help, but usually we try to get that mastermind conversation going, and you learn so much. You can accelerate where you're at by learning from other people that are having the same issue or faced the issue maybe last year, but now you're facing it this year, and you get the benefit of learning from what they experienced. So that is really, really cool. I also love the one-on-one. Maybe you could talk about that.
So one-on-one coaching, very important. And one-on-one coaching is the cornerstone behind Childcare Genius. In our coaching program, everybody gets one-on-one coaching at different levels with their coach or with me, depending on their level. And our members love it. They learn a lot. They're able to connect, and we're able to take individuals' issues and tailor solutions to their problems. Some groups do different types of coaching. But as far as I know, we're the only one that really dedicated one-on-one coaching. Some groups do a thing called pods. We think pods belong in the laundry, not in a coaching program, only because what we're told is some people are afraid to bring negative into their coaching group. Yeah. And it makes sense, become friends with these people, and all of a sudden you find out you had a little bit of a financial hit, and you're too embarrassed to tell the members of your group, hey guys, I bounced checks and I'm in trouble financially, because this is exactly what happened. Somebody came to me and they wanted me to coach them, and they're in this other coaching group, and they're afraid to bring this bad news to their pod, and they want me to coach them through it. I'm like, why don't you just go to your coach? Well, I don't have a coach. I have a pod, in this pod. So you got to be careful about in your coaching group. You got to know who you're getting your advice from. And if you're not bringing open and honest dialogue with your coach, you're never going to get the proper answer out. And one thing you can't lie is, in a one-on-one meeting, there's no place to hide. It's easy to hide in a group of people.
Yeah. Now there's value from, learning from other people in a group. There definitely is. And there's value in those connections that can really help you feel supported.
Sure.
But you also need time to get into that nitty gritty, to get into looking at your actual checkbook. And I mean, I had some problems there myself, way back when. But you need somebody that can help you with the actual real situation that you're in, without having to worry about what this group of people might think about my abilities to run my business.
Oh, if there are 6 or 8 people in a little group and somebody's talking about a problem, you're learning on the problem solving. The problem is people sometimes are afraid to bring up those problems.
Yes.
And sometimes it's crickets. And that's where the problem lies, not being able to be open and honest inside of your coaching group. So one-on-one, again, there's no place to hide. Coach knows everything about your business inside and out, can tailor solutions to your specific problems without the fear of embarrassment or other people knowing. There's confidentiality in there. That's all we're going to say. And it works for some people. They like that kind of association. But I'm just saying, I've always preferred one-on-one. I've never coached in a group like that. I just don't see how it would be valuable. And but if you find value in it, then that's fantastic. We're not criticizing it. We're just saying that this is an option that we find most people benefit more from. If you pay a lot of money to be in a coaching program, you're not paying money to be in a social club. You can find friends and go travel with them for free. That's easy. You don't have to pay to be in a coaching group for that. But if you want the real coaching, you really want your business to grow, we think one-on-one coaching is the way to go. So let's tease it. So what we found out when when Carol and I first put together this, we were going to make this a completely virtual coaching group. And what we have found out that we lost one of the C's, we lost the connection by doing that. And we had talked with our coaches, and I remember Kim Palmaris coming to me and saying, Brian, we really need to do an event. We need to do something live for connection point, just so our members can have something to connect. I was like, okay, you're probably right. So we came up with our leverage conference, which is in Jamaica, because we wanted a place where people can go do something different, without a sales pitch. Some conferences today are nothing more than big sales seminars. And we wanted something different than that. We wanted them to be able to be relaxed. We want them to have a quad setting. We want them to have shorter days. So we came up with a completely different conference experience, and we designed it.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to it. We do that in a couple of weeks. We're heading to Jamaica.
I know. I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing. And the feedback that we're getting from our attendees. I mean, I've gotten even a couple of personal emails that they're so excited about the different format, that we've promised at the Leverage Conference, and that the fact that they're going to get to enjoy some time in this beautiful tropical location, and that we built in time into the day for networking, because that's where a lot of those genius moments come. You spend some time in the day, lectures and sessions and learning, and then you get to go talk about them and figure out how to implement that stuff. We built that time in, so you don't just go home with a notebook full of notes that it's going to take you 2 years to make a plan on,
Yep.
So people are excited.
Yeah, and we have a couple surprises planned that trip that it's going to be experienced like our members have never seen before.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a very memorable trip and a very exciting, and it's going to be so much fun. And I think it'll be the best childcare conference everybody who has ever attended is going to say. Hashtag best childcare conference ever. It's going to start trending on September 16th. I can promise you.
But that's not all.
Oh, really? We have more?
We have more.
Yeah, we decided one wasn't enough, right? Yes. One wasn't enough. So we decided once a year is not quite enough, but yet 4 or 5 times a year is just too much to travel. So we decided we would do a fall conference and a spring conference. So we're designing it now. We're going to come up with the most amazing conference experience for your owners and team members. It's going to be held in the spring, and it's going to be called Childcare Genius Live. We just don't want to reveal yet where it's going to be because we don't have the final details yet, but you're going to be able to bring your team members. It's going to be a 2-day conference on a Monday and Tuesday. So you could have the weekend, come in early, have time with your team, bond, and then you get done early Tuesday afternoon. You could fly out Tuesday afternoon. Your directors only miss 2 days of work. Some conferences they miss 3 and 4 days. You only have to miss 2 days, a Monday and a Tuesday. They're there at the end of the week because usually Fridays are the worst days for directors to be out. Payments going there. We find out that's the hardest day for a director to be gone is a Friday because the worst things happen on Fridays.
Yeah.
Payments, things get missed and lost. It's just a disaster. So it's so much easier to get a director out Monday and Tuesday. It's usually slower days of the week as far as enrollment is concerned. So we decided to, again, change the way conferences are. Nobody does them on a Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing it on a Monday and Tuesday. And
I wish we could share some of the things we've talked about, but we've got to get some details nailed down first, but it's going to be epic.
It will be. So we will have a fall conference, which will be in a Caribbean island that you can, it'll be a week long, that'll be, 4-hour days. We're going to keep that format everything. I'm going to go to a different island every single year. And we're working on next year's right now. We'll announce that soon, and a different island. And then our spring conference is going to be an amazing location, which will probably be in the same location every single year because it's going to be the best location in the United States to do a conference. And it's going to be fun. You can only guess where we're going to go, but details will be coming. So that'll be 2 conferences a year. One, you bring your team. One is the owners only conference. And then we have 2 virtual events a year. And that'll be January and July. We do virtual events. So the money people save on travel costs pays for our entire coaching program.
Pretty much.
Our coaching program is about half the price of other coaching programs out there. And you save a heck of a lot of money in travel. And guess what you could do with all that savings?
What can you do, Brian?
Whatever you want. You can just roll it, throw all the hundreds on your bed and roll around in it if you want to, or you could take that money and invest it in properties, which is something we teach in our Childcare Genius University. We teach you how to make millions in the real estate business, which Carol and I have done. Cindy, and we're going to take you and show you some of our properties that we've acquired today, because we're going to be teaching this in our Jamaica conference. Our Jamaica conference is very heavily financially focused. and especially in a whole day on finances, we're going to talk about how to diversify and create generational wealth. You create wealth in your childcare business, create generational wealth through real estate and real estate ownership. So we're going to teach that. We teach that a lot in our university especially to our upper end clients. That's something that most groups don't teach.
Yeah. And, if you're interested in the leverage conference, we are sold out right now, but if you go to childcaregenius.com/leverage, you could sign up for the wait list. So if somebody has a cancellation or whatever, if state opens up, we'll contact you and try to get you in. But right now,
only go on the wait list if you have a passport.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we figure some people have to cancel because of passport issues. There's a huge backlog. So we expect to open up some seats for this conference probably in late August, early September, people that realize they can't get their passports in. So be ready to go. We have rooms blocked out that we can get all the way up until the conference. And you could also take the rooms of the people that can't go. So we have an agreement with the hotel. Rooms will be guaranteed. We will get you a room, not a problem. Our booking code leverage you use to book a hotel at iberostar.com, leverage all caps. You get 5% off your room to booking. And it's an all-inclusive resort.
Yeah.
All meals, all alcohol.
It makes it so easy.
You don't have to worry about paying for food. And some conferences you go to, the food is atrociously expensive. $12 for a cup of coffee. You want to get an alcoholic drink, it's $20. Absolutely ridiculous at some conferences.
$22 for a cheeseburger.
Oh, God, ridiculous. So you're spending hundreds of dollars, especially if you bring your team to these events. My God, it's a fortune. I can promise you our spring conference, the food is going to be cheap. Inexpensive. Drinks are going to be inexpensive because we picked a venue that's very consumer friendly. We don't want to gouge. We want, frugality is one of the things we teach inside our program, to being frugal and humble with the money. So we're going to do the same at our conferences. We're going to make sure you're not having $250 a night hotel rooms with $24 cheeseburgers. We're going to make sure you have a reasonable fee. And your hotel rooms are, $100 a night, and you're able to, get a cheeseburger for $4.99. Right?
Lovely.
Huh?
That would be lovely.
Yeah, actually, where we're going, they have a steak and shake that has a steak burger and fries for $4.99 all day long. And I'm telling you, it is amazing. I love steak burgers. You like steak and shake? No, very good. Anyway, how'd I get on fast food?
I don't know. You go on tangents, Brian.
What do you have, ADHD? The shiny object in there. So trust me. So that's our Childcare Genius University. Our rates did not change year to year. We kept our rates the same because again, we are all about putting that savings back to you. Other coaching programs raise their rates every year. We, in year 2, unchanged. We're keeping the same that we had in year 1. And we have 3 levels: Thrive, Leverage, and Dynasty. Dynasty is limited to 10. We do have 2 openings in that program right now, which includes a site visit from Carol and I. We come visit your school. We're actually heading, at the end of the month, we're heading to Michigan.
Yeah, and I get to go to that one.
Yeah, you're going to be working with the directors in Michigan. And then Carol and I going to Tennessee to work with a client. 2 clients there in Tennessee as well. So we're excited. The university going. If you want more information, go to childcaregenius.com/university, and you can learn about our coaching programs. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, Brian at childcaregenius.com. And if you have any information or you want to say hi to Sindye, Sindye at childcaregenius.com. So let's segue. Now that we talked all about the university, we teased our amazing spring conference, which will be somewhere between March 1st and April 30th. Somewhere in the United States, and it will be in a hotel, and it will be in a climate where there's probably not going to be any snow, unless something weird happens. And the flights are going to be reasonable. It's a great destination, and I think everybody will love it. And I can't wait to see everybody live. No excuses on this one. So let's talk a little bit about marketing.
Okay.
Marketing is your specialty. You're a marketing guru. I love marketing myself. I've always done my own marketing. We really hit it off when it comes to it. Let's get a couple ideas out there that might help our people when it comes to marketing their school.
Well, marketing is really all about telling your story and making a connection with your prospect, the people that you want to do business with. And, by telling your story in a way that's authentic, and true to yourself, whether you are a state-of-the-art school and you got into this because you want to provide the best of the best in education and discipline, or if you're play-based or nature-based, and you're all about recycling and hippie lifestyle and natural playgrounds, whatever it is, you need to tell your story so you attract the type of families that want that particular thing for their child. And then you have to make a connection, build a relationship with them. Marketing is really, it's all about relationships, but sometimes those relationships start without that personal touch. They start with what people read about you or see about you online and on social media, or word of mouth reputation in your community. And so it's all about perfecting your message, and then also perfecting the way, so like the means of getting it in front of the people that you want to see. So usually through paid advertising on Facebook, Google, social media, all of that stuff. So there's a lot that you can do. There's so many aspects of marketing. It's about telling your story, making a connection, building trust, and getting them to come visit your school and make the decision to go with you. That is like the broadest way of putting it. Where do you want to go? I'm not really sure where to dive into.
Marketing is one of those things where if you just educate yourself a little bit, you will save fortune. Again, we're frugal, childcare genius. Some people pay companies thousands of dollars a month to do a lot of their marketing, to do their Facebook ads, to do their. It's so easy to learn how to do this yourself, or pay somebody on $5 or $20 to do something for you. You don't have to pay somebody thousands of dollars a month to post your Facebook ad. What you need to, here's the thing. If you take a week of your time, take a vacation week and educate yourself. Like pretend you're going on vacation for a week, which you can do, and just sit and spend a whole day learning about Facebook marketing, a whole day learning about Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever it is. Learn marketing, learn some basic website design and develop. Educate yourself. Education experience. That 1 week will save you tens of thousands of dollars in marketing costs to get a little bit of education. You don't have to pay experts to do some of this stuff. It's simple to do. Now, if you have a company with 18 locations and, I have a big marketing budget, that's a little bit different. But if you're just a small one center operation, you shouldn't be paying thousands of dollars or even $1,500 a month for somebody else to do a lot of the stuff you could do. You just can't afford. It's such a big part of your profit. So just be careful with that.
Yeah. And, there are so many softwares and websites that have made it so easy to create professional looking graphics, videos. There's tons of education that you can get on YouTube to learn how to do some things that might be complicated. And most softwares or website builders have their own tutorial videos, so I'm right along with you there. Now, if you don't think it's fun, it's not your unique brilliance, maybe you delegate that to somebody on your team, but you should learn about it so that way you know what you expect from them and somebody else can carry it out on your team. But you do not need to spend the way he's talking about consistent posting or consistent advertising management. You can do that yourself totally.
I've known owners pay $5,000 a month to have somebody else do marketing for them, and I'm like, if you just took a week and educated yourself, you could save yourself $60,000 a year. And the thing is, when you don't know what you're doing, you're easily taken advantage of. Meaning that you have no idea what a good ad is or a bad ad. You have no idea. Of course, your phone's going to ring. Your phone will ring if you do it. If you yell out the window to enough people, somebody's going to hear you and come to your door. All things work some of the time, but some things don't work all of the time. What I'm trying to get at is you wouldn't know if they were doing a bad job or a good job. You just spend the money, and since the phone's ringing, but you wouldn't know it if you did it yourself, how much the phone would ring as well. So you need to compare. But anyway, I'm just saying frugality is important to us, and we don't want you taken advantage of. So just be careful with who you're paying. And that might be a good thing for us to put together as a little training course, how to train them, how to do your own marketing themselves. That might be something for us to think about. Like teach them some basics of how to do this stuff yourself, and without having to pay big bucks for it. All right. So anything else on the marketing you think of that would be good?
You should always be marketing,
Be on
because
social.
yeah, because when you are in front of people telling your story all the time on social media, even if you don't have space, you're going to build up this demand and this affinity and desire for your program, so that way when somebody does need childcare or is looking for preschool, they're going to be seeking you out. You're going to have a wait list. You're not going to have an enrollment problem. So definitely just always be marketing and talking about your story and what the mission that you accomplish at your school. So that way people know about you and want to come in and enroll when they need childcare or preschool.
All right. Delegation.
Mm-hmm.
It's an area that leaders tend to lack.
Mm-hmm.
How did people learn how to delegate?
Oh goodness, maybe baby steps. I think the biggest reasons that owners and directors say when they have trouble delegating is that they think that they can do it faster and better themselves, or somebody else won't do it as good as I did it. And there might be, some creative, truth to that in some cases, but you're going to accomplish so much more as a company, as a group, as a team than you would if you just did it yourself. And as a leader, it is your job to develop more leaders. Okay, that's your job. And so you have to bring your team up and give them the chance to fail at a project. Maybe you give them something and it doesn't work out. It's a learning experience for everybody. You learn how to lead better and how to train better. They learn how to step up better. You really need to be able to let go of perfection and let somebody else learn, so that way your whole team can rise up. I don't know if I articulated that, but okay, I made the point.
But another thing is with delegation is you don't have time to do everything. There are certain things, and go where people's superpowers. Marketing might not be your strength. You could try to educate yourself, but it still might not be a superpower. But somebody on your team might be good at posting Instagram ads. You might not even know what Instagram is, or as a teenager would say, Insta. You might not know what that is, or WhatsApp, or TikTok. I think TikTok's something you put in your mouth to give yourself good breath. But I've never used TikTok. I've never watched a video on it, but I know a lot of people do. So maybe you find somebody that's good at that, and they can help you put some reels together. And surprised that I knew what a reel was. But having somebody with that specialty. But the thing is, you need to know a little bit about it, or somebody could take advantage of you. At least know enough and be able to delegate, or go to Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. You can find somebody who'll do something for you, or $5, $10, $20. In a third world country that is a lot of money to them, and they would be happy to do a project for you to help you out with certain things. So Upworks is another company that we've used. We've used Fiverr many times as well. So don't be afraid to delegate to your team things that are outside of your unique genius and outside of your superpower. So let's move on to a little bit to character. Character matters, and character is something that is near and dear to my heart. I wanted to tell a story about how I'm not the type of person to take advantage of other people, and character matters. I'm going to give you an example of how my character is. And so I'm selling one of my buildings that I own, and I was selling it, had it on the market listed for 6 months. And I think I was selling it, last price was 549,000 for the building. And that it never sold and went off market. Well, my neighbor approached me, who owns a self-storage facility, and he wanted to buy the property, and he offered me 400,000 cash. And so Carol and I thought about it. With some stipulations, we agreed, and we shook on it. And once I shake on something, that's my word is my bond. I'm committed to that. Well, a week later, before we actually got the purchase and sale agreement back from my attorney, my real estate agent called me and told me that he had somebody interested in the building that would offer me low 500s, 510. And I said, sorry, I've got under contract. He said, is it signed yet? I said, no. He said, then we could do this. I said, no, we can't. I gave my word. Even though legally I could have done this deal for 510,000, made 110,000 extra dollars, my word to me was more important than $110,000. And when you are building your business and you say you're going to pay somebody a certain amount, or you're going to pay a royalty, or you're going to pay a commission, or you're going to pay your employee $18 an hour, you're going to pay this healthcare benefit, you're going to pay this, your character is the only thing that you have, your word. Do you think that's important?
Absolutely. There's so many people out there that kind of operate with willy-nilly morals, or whatever feels good in the moment, or whatever's the best situation for them. And it's, I don't think that's of integrity. And I mean, you're one of the people that I know personally that has one of the highest standards of integrity. And, that's a really, really big thing with me. I don't like to associate with people that are shady.
Yep.
And if you don't operate in integrity, people are going to think that you're shady and not going to want to do business with you or associate with you, or want their kids under your influence, or they're not going to want to work for you because they won't trust you. You have to be trustable.
Yep. Yeah, that's very important. Integrity is it's all you have, your word. I'll give you another example. Like I got until I was driving in an Uber. I was a passenger in an Uber. I wasn't driving an Uber. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But I was driving a passenger. Got into a car accident. Tweaked my back a little bit. And it was a couple months. I walked with a cane a little bit and got back in there. And I did not go to a lawyer. I did not sue anybody. Why? Because it wasn't the Uber driver's fault. We got hit. And in Nevada, it's a no-fault state, meaning that it went to the driver of the car's insurance company, which I didn't think was very fair. I'm like, I'm not going to sue this guy. It wasn't his fault. It would be against the driver, and he didn't do anything wrong. And so I did nothing. I've never sued anybody in my life. I've never threatened to sue anybody in my life. But I see a lot of people trying to use this as getting a quick dollar. And against even our owners probably have been sued. I've been, in our daycare business, threatened to be sued, and probably have had a few lawsuits against us. But I've never initiated anything in my life against any person in the world. Because again, I earn everything I have. I've earned and worked for, and I think that's important to be careful and guard yourself. And if you're in a daycare business, you need to protect yourself from liability, because there's sharks out there that want to take what you have worked for. So just be careful. Make sure you have good insurance to protect yourself.
Yeah. I mean, there may be occasions where that would be warranted or the right thing to do, but I would be very, very slow to ever consider that, suing somebody or taking advantage of a situation like that, because you really could have. I mean, that's where all of the accident chaser, ambulance chaser lawyers come in. Is like, you were in an accident, you slipped and fell, let me sue for you and get you millions.
I'm just not that type.
No. Integrity.
And I'm not saying if you have done that you did wrong. I'm just saying this is the type of person I am. Now, if somebody was negligent, that might be different. But in this case, I didn't think the Uber driver was his fault. So I wasn't going to make sure that I didn't want to hurt him in any way, because that to me would be out of integrity. And that was just one instance. Now, if this was the main and the other driver, and I was hurt really bad, and medical bills, they did pay for the medical bills. They did cover the medical bill, and I got better, and I'm 100% now. So I didn't have any long-term damage. I guess it would be different if I had long-term damage. Yeah. I'm just saying, I've never sued anybody in my life, never even threatened to sue anybody in my life. So why would I want to start now? Anyway, that could change. I'm just not that type of person. But anyway, character matters and integrity. And I wanted to share something about that. When you're an owner, your word is the only thing you have. So if you promise something to somebody, deliver. They will never forget it. I'm telling you, they have really good memories. All right. The last thing we want to wrap up today is talking about book. Both have written books, and it's so easy to write a book nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I wrote a book, and, I put my heart and soul into writing the book. It took about 2 years, but it's like 280 pages or something. It's really in depth. But, being in marketing, one of the best trust builders that you can have is to try to elevate yourself into an authority or an expert status. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to publish a book. You can self-publish a book. You don't have to write a 300-page novel. You can write, a 50-page little book. You can write it up in a Google document. You can, format it very, very easily and upload it to Amazon yourself.
Yes.
I mean, and with Canva, you can create your own book cover. It is so easy to publish your own book. You just have to have an idea. And, being in the childcare world, you should find something that you're passionate about or that you're an expert at. It could be as simple as telling parents the different types of childcare programs that are available to them, and then include your philosophy, whether you're Montessori or play-based or Reggio Emilia, and then you want to point out why that one is the best, of course, in the book, but you can educate them on the other types of programs. You could talk about child development. You could talk about, how to potty train, tips for traveling with toddlers or teenagers. You know what I mean? There's lots and lots of different topics that would resonate with parents, and you can give that book away on your tour. You can put it up on your website. Just the fact that you are an author elevates your status, or how they're going to think about you as far as being an expert. And it's so easy to self-publish.
Yep. Exactly.
So easy. I mean,
you don't have to pay publishers, you don't have to pay companies thousands of dollars. It's ridiculous. You don't have to pay anything. You can get somebody on Fiverr for $20. That's what I did to format my book. I had my daughter edit it. I give her $100 to edit my book. And then I uploaded it myself, uploaded it with the cover. It's somebody on Fiverr signed some of my cover for $20. Again, for under $100, you're uploading into a book, and the books have made, I've sold more books than anybody in the childcare coaching world. And it's all been through Amazon. Never with a big publishing company.
Yeah, and I've been a part of about a dozen books. Some of them you may or may not know that I wrote them, and others, have my name on them. But I'm only saying that to say that I have experience in doing it, and it is really so easy to do. It's another one of those things like, a website or, social media advertising that we were just recently talking about. It's something that, you get a little bit of education online, figure out how to do it, and get a little bit of virtual help with a VA that might be an expert that could, fine tune some things if it's your first time doing it. But once you do it once, you could do it over and over.
And those in our Childcare Genius University will teach you how to do this for free. We'll help you get your book uploaded. We'll give you point to the right resources. We'll make sure you have that. We'll help you get your book published. But that's for our coaching clients. It's something we can help you if you want to go through that realm and be a published author. It's really exciting when you see that first book. Order the first copy. I have copy 1 of all of my books on a shelf upstairs. The copy 0 is really copy 1, copy 0, and exciting.
Yeah, and I mean, oh shoot, I just had an idea to share. And
do you have your first copy?
Escaped me. Well, I do have, some books, but I don't know that I have the very first one. Yeah.
I have one of your books. Yeah, one of your books up there on my shelf there, and a couple of my books over there. So yeah, it's important to have that credibility, and you can also co-author it with your director too. Have them have some contribution in there. Again, push the credibility down to your team. That would be an amazing thing to co-write a book with your director, and that would give them credibility when you come in for a tour. And you can actually give the book away as part of a tour process. How to even a book on how to select the best daycare, and of course you're skewing it to your center inside the book, right? And you give that out at tours. There's so many things you can do, but becoming an expert in your field is very important.
And actually, I remember what I was going to say. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. Unless you hire some virtual assistants, to help you get started in the process. But
it's free to upload to Amazon.
It's free to upload to Amazon. They take a little cut because of the cost involved in, the paper of the book and manufacturing the book. But it's really, really small, and you never know that you're missing it because it's not something you have to pay. They just deduct it from your price.
And you could sell it online for any price you want. So let's just say you sold your book for $10, $9.99. You'd make 40% commission on it, which is $4 commission on every book after for 40% of the profit. So they take away obviously the printed cost, which is about like $2 and $2 or so.
It depends on how many pages
It depends how many pages are. So let's just say it was $2 and you sell it for 10, that's 8, and you get 40% of 8.
Mhm.
You know, $3.20 profit every single book that was sold. And you can order author copies.
Mhm.
So you could order author copies at cost. So for
Mhm.
$2 a piece, you're ordering your author copies, you can give those away or you could sell them. That's another cool thing. So you don't have to pay thousands of dollars to create a book. You could do it yourself very simply. And if you're a part of our coaching program, we'll help you actually through the process. We'll coach you through that. But again, it's really simple to do it yourself. So we just wanted to say you could be an expert. And a lot of people have ideas for books. You could write your own novel. You don't have to do childcare. You could write a spy novel. You could write any book you want. There are millions of people who've done this themselves and wrote a book. It's a really cool experience to have your book on the shelf. So if it's a dream of yours, don't pay a publisher. Don't pay anybody else. You can just start writing. When you get it done, go to Amazon, KDP.com, Kindle Direct Publishing, Amazon, KDP.com, and it has all the instruction on how to do it yourself. It's a pretty cool process. Again, we're all about saving you money here at Childcare Genius. So
and elevating your expert status
to expert, because you are the genius. And saving money is pretty genius. And joining our coaching program is pretty genius. We will help turn into genius. But these are the money saving ideas that we help share inside our program. So not only will you save money on travel, not only will you save money on going on your coaching program, because it's about half of what other coaching programs are, you're going to learn more. You're going to get direct one-on-one coaching, going to have better results at the end of the year. You're going to make incredible friends, because a lot of your friends are probably already in our program. And you're going to learn these great money saving tips. Financial Friday is one thing we put out every Friday. I teach financial tips every week inside our university that'll save you thousands of dollars a year just in our financial tips. That's just one little snippet of what we do inside the Academy. And the one-on-one coaching, I think, is priceless, because again, we'll dive in and we do what we call 12-week goal setting plans. Every 12 weeks, we're setting goals and we're working on that, and we're helping you refine your business goals and your personal goals. And we change lives. We have a whole lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, we do. And, you know, what our clients have to say, our students in the university have to say about their experience in the short time that, you know, that we have had this program available is just, you know, overwhelming. I watch some of the video clips, or, you know, see some of the experience, you know, reviews come in, and I'm just like I get to be a part of this. This is amazing. And we, you know, we have some of the best people in our group, and it's, you make some lifelong connections, I think.
100%. I enjoy changing lives, and I'm humbled. I get emotional, and Carol and I talk about it, how amazing it is to really love what we do. And, you know, we're both childcare owners. We are you. You know, Cindy sold her school, but Carol and I are still in the childcare business. So there's nothing you don't do that we've not already done. There's a lot of coaches out there that have never owned childcare schools, so they don't know what we go through. We do. Cindy and I have struggled financially. We've gotten in trouble in our business. We've made mistakes. We've fired the wrong people, and we've hired the wrong people. So we've made all the mistakes you're going to, and our job over the next year, 2, 5, whoever long you're associated or listening to us, is to help you avoid some of the mistakes that we've made or our clients have made, so you make intelligent choices to become a brilliant childcare leader and an amazing childcare genius. So thank you so much for listening. Do you have anything else to add?
No, this has been great, being able to share and, you know, have some candid conversations with our listeners. I just hope that you'll hit that subscribe button so you stay connected with us and are always notified of the next episodes.
All right. So, you know, thanks for enjoying episode 54, and we will see you. Carol will be back next week. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Childcare Genius podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please do us a favor and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a future episode. Don't forget to visit our website at childcaregenius.com to see a list of services we offer to help grow your childcare business. Until next time. Thank you for being a part of the Childcare Genius community.